Welcome to the Mid-State, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where this afternoon the FIU Panthers come to town to take on the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee. What's going on, everybody, and welcome courtside here at the Murphy Center with Jill Jelnick. I'm Jake Rose. Thank you for joining us this afternoon on ESPN. Should be a great ball game between these two teams. We're at a senior day, and Jill, Middle Tennessee, one of the most experienced teams in college basketball, and those seniors are a big reason why Middle still has hopes for at least a share of the Conference USA regular season title.
A lot on the line for the Blue Raiders tonight. They can get a share, but they need a little help, Jake. First of all, MTSU has to get the win over FIU today, and then also their rivals Jacksonville State and Liberty. Both of those two teams need to lose in order for it to be a three-way tie. But again, that veteran experience is what the Blue Raiders are hoping will come into play and help them get a share of the regular season title.
And if Middle's going to get a win here this afternoon, they got to find a way to slow down Jaden Brewer, the junior guard from Indianapolis. 11 straight ball games in double figures.
He's the offensive star for the Panthers. Leads the team 14 points per game, good enough for 9th in the conference. Also leads the team in rebounds. A dynamic athlete, and the Panthers will need him to be at his best in order for them to keep up with the Blue Raiders.
And someone who is playing the best ball of arguably their career, Mustafa. 30 points, 20 rebounds in the loss on Thursday against Liberty.
Six-year senior coming off easily his best game of the season. Leads the league in double-doubles with 13, also good enough for 14th in the nation. It's Mustafa's combination of footwork and also touch at the rim that allows him to dominate for MTSU, and the Blue Raiders will need to double down on Mustafa in order for them to control the tempo against the Panthers.
Middle Tennessee coming off a tough loss on Thursday night against Liberty in this building, 86-81, but they have won 5 of their last 7, playing some pretty good ball as we head towards the Conference USA tournament next week in Huntsville. FIU is 3-14 in conference. They have solidified themselves in the 10th spot in the conference tournament, and we are rolling from the Glass House. FIU going to be without one of their best players this afternoon. Vianney Salachum is out of the lineup for the Panthers this afternoon. A hip contusion suffered in their loss on Thursday night on the road against Western Kentucky. And Jill, that's a big loss for the Panthers.
Huge loss for the Panthers, Jake. Second leading scorer. Panthers going to have to play without him, pick up the momentum both offensively and defensively without Salachum.
Salachum had been averaging almost 20 points per contest the last couple of times out, as there's a starting 5 for Middle Tennessee. It is senior day, so it's an all-senior starting 5 for Nick McDevitt. Jacob Johnson making his first start this season for the Blue Raiders after starting 28 games a season ago. Now Mustafa going to work, drop step, can't get it to go, and last touched by Jacob Johnson.
Key for the Blue Raiders tonight, do exactly that. Feed Mustafa early and often. He's been heating up, coming off that big double-double on Thursday night. 20 rebounds, 30 points. Leads the league in double-doubles. Also good enough for 14th in the nation in those two categories. When Mustafa goes, the rest of the offense goes for the Blue Raiders. They have to continue to feed him down low so he can do his thing at the rim.
30 points, 20 rebounds, a career high in both categories for Mustafa. And that's the only time in Middle Tennessee history that anybody has achieved that stat line. And it's just the 3rd time in Conference USA history. Tough shot through the contact was Jaden Brewer. Mustafa playing good straight-up defense. Mustafa on the feed from Porter, spinning and scoring.
Great take by Mustafa. Didn't even have time to set his feet, didn't need to. In transition with a nice bucket. Again, he's going to be the one that the Blue Raiders want to double down on.
Abar's 3 is no good, off the mark. This is not a very good three-point shooting team. Actually, the worst three-point shooting team in the conference are the Panthers, shooting just 29% from behind the arc as a unit. Only make 5 per contest. As Buford is left open, he misses, and Mustafa pushed off and will pick up his first foul.
Panthers, not a three-point shooting team, to your point, Jake, average just 5 a game, but that's not their style. That's not what they want to do. FIU's offense is fast and physical. They're going to push the ball, try to get buckets in transition, and make the other team make mistakes. They're a tenacious team. They also force the second most turnovers in the conference, 15 per game, and also top 20 in the nation. So the Panthers very tenacious, both sides of the ball, going to try to make the Blue Raiders make mistakes and take advantage of them.
Abar grimacing after some knee-to-knee contact. You see him kind of go a little side saddle there on that second attempt on the screen, as Williamson with a floater using the glass.
Nice floater by Williamson, the freshman starter, the only freshman in the starting lineup.
Jacob Johnson getting on the board.
Both of these two teams out to a fast start. I like the pace of play. We haven't seen either of them really slow it down at all, but both of these teams like to take advantage in transition.
Brewer, tough shot, and Loof, who has just checked in for Middle Tennessee, is going to pick up his first foul. Second on Middle here in the first half, as Mustafa is checked out early. But letting the coaches know he's ready to go back in.
He's always ready to go back in.
Oh, yeah. As a line change coming in for the Panthers, as Deshaun Gittins, Williamson, Grant, Brewer, and Wilcox now on the floor for the Panthers. Gittins, tough shot, just got the front of the rim, and last touched by Dante Wilcox, so we'll go the other way.
Panthers have locked up the 10 seed in Conference USA's tournament, which will be in Huntsville starting Tuesday this week. Blue Raiders, on the other hand, a chance at the share of the title. They have to have a little help, need Jacksonville State, and also need Liberty to lose, but a lot on the line for the Blue Raiders tonight. They're coming out firing. I like the pace of play. I like the tempo.
Ill-advised pass from Cam Weston all the way across court. Middle Tennessee has 14 on the shot clock. And when you look at Middle's 6 losses in conference, 4 of those have come from 2 different teams in Louisiana Tech and Liberty. And really all 4 of those games were within reach for Middle Tennessee.
They could have gone either way, right? One bucket here, one free throw here, one turnover there. And that's also why that Conference USA tournament is so important, because anybody can beat anybody in that tournament.
Buford hard charging to the rim.
Love the take by Buford. Great spatial awareness. Good aggression by Blue Raiders.
Williamson's 3 is no good. He's the leading 3-point shooter so far this season for the Panthers at 34%. Just 2 for his last 10 from behind the arc, though. He's got the turnover here as Gittins tried to find Brewer, and Jacob Johnson was the last to touch it. Middle Tennessee's bench trying to prove their case. So it'll stay with FIU, 25 to go on the shot clock. Grant trying to go downhill. Weston able to cut him off, and now FIU will reset with 10 on the shot clock. Middle Tennessee's pack line defense doing a really nice job of keeping the FIU guards at the perimeter. 3 to shoot. Brewer, step back 3. Johnson got a piece of it. And it's a shot clock violation and a great defensive stand for Middle Tennessee. And we will step aside for the first media timeout. 15:44 to go here in the first. Middle on top by 4 here at Senior Day. Six to 2, Middle Tennessee on top against FIU. This is the 60th all-time meeting between these two squads. Middle Tennessee has won 7 of the last 8 and 4 straight, trying to sweep the season series yet again against FIU. Middle won earlier in the season 73-69 in a close one down in Miami. And trying to close out the regular season with a dub before we all head to Huntsville next week for the Conference USA tournament. And Jill, that tournament is going to be so wide open between Middle, La Tech, Liberty, Jacksonville State, Western Kentucky could sneak in there.
Wide open is a great way to describe it. There are 6 teams from Conference USA that are inside the net top 115, Jake. All 6 of those teams have a chance of winning the tournament. And remember, Conference USA is a one-bid league. That means the winner of this one is going to punch its ticket to the NCAA tournament, but nobody else most likely will get a bid. You gotta win the tournament in order to be playing in March Madness.
Which is ridiculous. This conference is too good to just be a one-bid league. As Buford misses the 3. We've got all these inflated super conferences now with 18 teams. Look, I understand the Big Ten's good. The SEC is really, really good this year, but we don't need 12 teams from these conferences. Come on.
Yeah, try telling that to Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Auburn, those SEC teams. No, I agree. Conference USA has been fantastic in terms of competition this year. Again, 6 teams in the top 115 in net. That's huge for this league.
Porter connects on the long ball, and that is a sight for sore eyes as JP has been struggling from behind the arc the last couple of weeks. Coming into this ball game, just 3 for his last 19 and shooting just 29% from the floor. Trying to get him going a little bit as a nice move off the glass by Deshaun Gittins.
Getting JP going is another big key for the Blue Raiders. They relied heavily on Isam Mustafa's double-double on Thursday night. JP was quiet, to your point, only 9 points against Liberty. And the MTSU needs somebody else besides Isam Mustafa to be stepping up in these games, especially when it's a big one on the line and conference seeding on the line.
Middle, another turnover, the second here in the first half. And that was a big difference in the game the first time between these two teams was those points off turnovers. Middle scored 19 off 20 FIU turnovers as that 3 will drop for Ashton Williamson. Can't leave him open.
The freshman guard, best three-point shooter for the Panthers, 34% from behind the arc. He's having a nice game so far, especially in the absence of their big man, Vianney Salachun.
You know why he's such a good shooter, right?
Because he is a freshman?
He's from Gary, Indiana.
Oh, Gary, Indiana.
Cam Weston will step into a 3 and roll one home.
Well,
so we're trading 3-point buckets.
I'm just going to say Cam Weston, he'll argue that he's the best three-point shooter on this court right now.
And Justin Porter would argue that he's even better. Williamson hard driving. No call on the contact, and we're going the other way. Weston will step back and connect.
Woo!
Back-to-back 3s for Cam Weston.
Cam Weston had 11 against Liberty the other night. He's one of those players, Jake, I know he started tonight with the senior-led lineup, but usually he comes off the bench, but he's been their 6th starter, essentially, for the Blue Raiders all season long, having another phenomenal season.
Yeah, putting together another all-conference season after missing most of last year after tearing his ACL just a couple of games into the season. Williamson only has 2 to shoot. FIU doesn't know how much time they have left on the shot clock, and with 1/10 of a second left, a foul is called on Justin Porter. And the look on Nick McDevitt's face, saying a lot right now. So FIU with a little bit of a bailout, 20 seconds back on the shot clock. Sometimes I wish we had coaches mic'd up and it was unedited. Maybe like put the game on HBO or something like that. Not that we don't love ESPN Plus. Maybe an unedited option for ESPN Plus.
I bet you the coaches would love that.
I bet you some of them absolutely would. I bet 2 of these coaches who get along really well, Jeremy Ballard and Nick McDevitt, would absolutely love it. 1 to shoot and counter with the takeaway. Middle Tennessee trying to say it's a shot clock violation. The officials are saying that counter kicked it.
Oh.
And now so FIU gets another 20. Gonna need an explanation on that one, not sure. And then Loof trips into Abar, and Abar is gonna be called for the offensive foul. So the officials are gonna have some explaining to do to both head coaches. as we head to break. -7 here in the early happenings of the first half. Nice crowd here this afternoon at the Glass House, the last regular season home game for the Blue Raiders as they close out the regular season. Both teams closing out the regular season before the Conference USA Championships next week. There's Nick McDevitt in his 7th season running the show for the Blue Raiders. 103 wins in those 7 seasons, and this is the second 20-win season for Nick McDevitt. Trey Green has checked in for Middle Tennessee, as has Torrey Alston. Mustafa back in the lineup, and Mustafa currently fasting right now for the month of Ramadan, so no food, no drink, no water from dawn to dusk. So he can't even have water when he heads to the sideline, but what he can do is drop some dimes to a cutting Jalen Counter.
Yeah, Mustafa has proven so far throughout this month of March that it doesn't matter if he doesn't have food or water from dusk to dawn, because he's doing a great job coming off that big 30-20 game on Thursday night.
As Brewer glides through the lane and scores with the left hand, and you and your Emmy-nominated, Emmy-winning journalism found out Isam did not eat until 30 minutes before the game on Thursday night against Liberty, and he came and told us before the game as he got this one to kick off the back of the rim, but told us before the tip he had to eat during warm-ups, just a handful of strawberries and some dates. So a 30-20 game on just a handful of fruit.
Just fruit. Both him and also head athletic trainer Adil Al-Haddad observing Ramadan. That's why they are both fasting, but they've just figured out a good way to keep it going. And clearly, Jake, it's just not holding him back.
Cam Weston, 3 straight threes for the senior from Albany, Georgia, forces Jeremy Ballard to burn a timeout as Middle is now on a 13-2 run over the last 2:45.
Love the momentum with MTSU right now. Not only are they starting to feed off this crowd a little bit, but the pace of play from the start of tip-off has been very good for the Blue Raiders. Yes, Mustafa, big reason why. Cam Weston, 9 points, 3 for 3, a big reason why. But they're spreading the love, they're sharing the ball, and I think also doing a nice job defensively. FIU right now, it's clear, Jake, they're hurting without their second leading scorer, Vianney Salaccio. That's a tough loss when you don't have his scoring ability, and then also his rebounding ability. He leads the team in rebounds, and last time out, he had a season high at 21 points again against MTSU. So FIU trying to pick it up without him, and I think their freshman guard, Ashton Williamson, is doing a nice job in his absence. Gonna have to shoulder a lot of the weight for the rest of this game.
Middle is connected on 6 straight. They've knocked down 4 of their first 6 three-pointers. Cam Weston has 3 of those 4. As he has 9 points here early to go along with a couple assists here on senior day. Hard drive over Mustafa is short for Gittins, but the offensive rebound and the putback will go for Jonathan Abar, excuse me.
Nice bucket putback by Abar, 3rd leading scorer for the Panthers. He's another one of those alongside Williamson that will have to step up in Salachum's absence.
Quick 3 from Weston, not this time. Mustafa got a hand on it, and we're going the other way as George Pridgett has checked in for the first time for FIU, and the lefty letting loose from the corner is off the mark. Middle Tennessee averaging 76 points per contest. That is 2nd best in Conference USA this season, and the most single-season average in the Nick McDevitt era. Mustafa in trouble, gonna put up the 3, just off the mark. He's knocked down a couple of threes in the last couple of ball games. In fact, he's made 3 of his career 5 in the last 2 games.
I didn't hate the shot there either, especially because the shot clock was winding down. Why not?
Looked good.
It did look good.
Tough drive for Pridgett, won't fall, and Middle's going the other way. Less than 9 to go as Alston got loose at the rim, and Gittins is forced to foul.
Nice no-look pass by Jalen Counter. I love that feed. Good take by Alston there. MTSU trying to take advantage in transition.
Just the second foul against FIU here in the first 12 minutes, as Tori Alston is at the line for a couple of free throws. And if there has been one bugaboo for this Middle Tennessee offense, it is free throw shooting. Shooting just 67% as a unit this year. Tori Alston just 55%. Missed them both. Second one didn't have a shot. Middle on top by 11, 8:50 to go. Trying to get home win number 11 here this season. Bart lost it on the way up, tough shot. Might have got away with a walk, but we play on. Green, quick corner three, got it.
Great take by Green. That's exactly what he's there for. He's that spark plug that comes in when MTSU needs him to.
This Middle Tennessee offense is lights out here early from behind the arc, as Brewer is going to be fouled on the drive, and this Middle Tennessee team has really been struggling from behind the arc the last few games. But 5 of 9 here early, as Middle Tennessee has their 4th team foul, this one against Kamari Lands. So that'll send Jaden Brewer to the line for the first time tonight, coming off a 14 points, 7 rebound, 4 assists performance in the loss on Thursday against Western Kentucky. And the lefty misses the first free throw. He's one of those guys that when you look at his numbers over the first 3 years of his career, you can just see the improvement as the years go by. 4.5 points per game as a freshman. That jumps up to 8.5 as a sophomore. This year, 14.5. The leading scorer for FIU, and the 70% free throw shooter misses both. Middle still on top by 14. Some hot shooting has really helped here in the first half.
Great to see Kamari Lands back on the court, his 6th game back from his injury. You can see him still playing with that brace, but hasn't been holding him back very much. Dropped 15 on Thursday.
And Mustafa had it swiped on the way to the hole. 2.5 seconds left on the shot clock, and we will step aside for the media timeout. Middle on top by 14. There's a look at the tables of Conference USA. Liberty and Jacksonville State tied for the top spot in the regular season. Middle Tennessee just behind them at 11 and 6. Of course, a lot of seeding still on the line today, the final day of the regular season in Conference USA. And again, some real sleepers in there, I think. Kennesaw State, Western Kentucky, New Mexico State. This is going to be one of the more fun conference tournaments in the country this year, I think. It's
wide open. It all starts on Tuesday in Huntsville, and we talked about it. Those top 6 teams, the 3 competing for first place, and also La Tech and a couple others, all of them I could see making a run to that championship game and punching its ticket. All this year, Conference USA has been roughly the 8th, 9th best conference in terms of net ranking. Head coach Nick McDevitt has talked to us about it. It is so tough to win in this conference, and hopefully they're rewarded in March.
Alston with the follow, tapped it in. Middle had to get it up quick with just 1.5 on the shot clock. Counters 3 was no good, but Tori Alston padding his stats a little bit. Couple of rebounds and a tip-in. His first bucket tonight. And that pass is airmailed to the sidelines. Good catch by Christian Fussell. Middle on top early. Some red-hot shooting for the Blue Raiders, shooting 61% here in the first half. That was Liberty the other night when they shot 54% in the game, and about, what, 63% I think in the first half?
Yeah. No, you nailed it, 63%. Blue Raiders got behind. It was tough to come back, but that's not been the case so far today. Blue Raiders shooting much better. You mentioned 61% right now, and already 5 threes more than Thursday night.
Brewer going downhill. In trouble trying to get Alston off his feet, and Torrey with the block. And then had to throw it away. Turnover 3. And Porter able to swipe the rebound. So Middle got away with one. Counter, feet set, lets it fly, short. FIU really needs a bucket. 3.5-minute scoring drought. Brewer pulls up, answers the call.
And that's what you expect from your veteran there from Brewer. He's got to be able to step up, especially with Salachum out tonight. And he's the guy, he's their offensive spark as well. A lot of pressure to put on his shoulders, but this is the type of game that he's experienced before and can handle.
Brewer averaging 15 points per contest in the last 11. He's been in the double figures in 11 straight. And it kind of looked like Kamari Lands was saying, hey, I touched that, like that really, really bad television commercial. Like, I touched it, coach. That's kind of what it seemed like he was doing. He looked over at Nick McDevitt and kind of raised his hand.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I thought of. And that slides to the hands of Buford. I was actually listening to a podcast a couple of months ago as Pablo Torre finds out, and they found the guy that played the athlete. You know what commercial I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
so they found the guy that played that kid in the commercial, and he actually played college basketball. I think it was his dad or his uncle was his coach in the commercial. It was a great episode. You have to look that up. Loose ball picked up by FIU, but a foul going against the Panthers. And this is going against Abar, his second. Third team foul against FIU. FIU just 1 for their last 7. Again, playing without their second leading scorer, Salachum, with that hip pointer. They think he'll be back in time, expecting him back next week for the conference tournament. This is more of kind of a precautionary, give him a break kind of game. As Mustafa shuffled his feet a little bit, got away with it, loose ball. He comes away with it and throws it off the backside of Brewer. Heads up play by the 60-year senior, Mustafa.
FIU already locked up the 10th seed in the tournament, so you're right, Jake. I think just out of precaution, not a bad decision to just be safe with your starter and second leading scorer, Vianney Salachum. Make sure that he's good to go for next week so that the Panthers can make a run next week, or at least be at their best too.
Mustafa heads to the sideline. Buford step back 3 in the corner, not this time. Loof got a hand on it. Who's going to come down with it? Loof with 2 to go. Now Porter for 3. No, Land's got a hand on it. Now Buford's turn to get a paw, and Weston somehow comes down with a rebound.
What a series.
That must be what it feels like to call a hockey game.
a lot of back and forth, more than usual, yes.
Gittins will check back in for the Panthers. 12 on the shot clock. 4:44 to go here in the first half. Middle on top by 14, but both offenses have really stalled. The combined 1 for 15 in the last several minutes. Porter hard charging, faking, scoring.
Nice take by JP. A little bit of a spark that Blue Raiders needed right there. Coming off a slower night on Thursday. Like to see him get to the rim a little bit more often.
Porter's only been averaging 6 points per contest in the last 4 games. He's still Middle Tennessee's leading scorer, just a hair under 15 points per contest. That's still good enough to be in the top 10 in the conference, as Williamson's mid-range jumper is no good. And another loose ball turnover, as Buford was the last to touch it for Middle. 6th turnover against Middle Tennessee. Jacob Johnson checking back in, as Kamari Lands will take a seat. And there's Jeremy Ballard, also in his 7th season running the show for the Panthers down in Miami. So I'm talking to Coach Nick McDevitt earlier, and Middle Tennessee's athletic director Chris Massaro as a Sim Jones hard driving. But yeah, Jeremy Ballard, known in the conference as pretty much the nicest coach in the conference. Everybody loves Jeremy Ballard. Players love playing for him. As Johnson is fouled on the swipe, and I believe they're getting Deshaun Gittins with his second foul. So we'll step aside for the under 4 media timeout. Middle in cruise control early, on top by 14. Welcome back to the Murphy Center. I think I hear a little Harry Styles from the band of blue. These kids get it. Middle Tennessee on top 29-15 with Jill Chelnick. I'm Jake Rose. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Saturday afternoon here in the Borough. Middle trying to close out the regular season with a win and trying to keep their slim hopes alive for a share of the Conference USA tournament, or regular season championship, I should say.
Yeah, conference tournament is coming up in a couple days, a little early.
I'm just so excited. I'm ready
excited.
Loof on a nice feed from Weston, couldn't get it to fall. Now FIU sprinting the other way. Cole Williams just checked in for the first time this afternoon for FIU. Freshman from Dallas. Williamson threw it right into the outstretched arms of Chris Loof.
Nice defense by Loof. Leading blocker for MTSU. Does a nice job when Mustafa is on the bench.
Yeah, trying to get him going a little bit offensively here tonight. Been struggling a little bit as Weston somehow keeps his dribble and his feet planted, then punts it. We're gonna say it was tipped. Ooh. Weston with a deep three. Porter with a long rebound. Porter, pull up mid-range, Jay, money.
Great take by Porter. He's done a nice job kind of picking up the tempo this back end of the second half.
Porter, one of the 8 seniors being honored tonight here at the Murphy Center, will pick up his second foul on the drive. 15 foul against Middle Tennessee here in the first, and that will send Ashton Williamson to the line. Scoreless in the first timeout against Middle Tennessee. The only scoreless game of the season for Williamson. Freshman from Gary, Indiana, connects on the first. He has 6 points. As Trey Green is checked in for Middle Tennessee, as Mustafa as well. Gittins will head to the bench in favor of Jaden Grant. So both teams getting a line change with Williamson at the line. What do you think of the All Blacks for FIU tonight? Black lettering, black numbers.
I like it for the Panthers.
Yeah, you think so?
I like it. I've always liked an all-black combo with a pop of white.
You know, I just kind of got it like Black numbers. Panthers.
Black, yeah, there you go.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Also one of my favorite Marvel superheroes. So.
Yeah, you like superhero movies?
Oh yeah.
Ah, how am I just finding this out?
I'm literally.
I don't, but I just, you know.
we got to work in superheroes more to our broadcast.
I'll leave that up to you. I will leave that up to you. Williamson makes both free throws. Leading scorer so far. Will take a seat for the Panthers with 7. Counter, nice feed to Mustafa. And the Pharaoh gliding through the air.
I don't know what was better, the pass by Jalen Counter or the finish by Issam Mustafa. Very nice work by the tag team.
And that 3 is ripped by Cole Williams. Was scoreless in the loss in 9 minutes off the bench against Western Kentucky. Mustafa fighting through a couple of Panthers and using the window.
Nice take by Mustafa. He's been resting quite a bit on this first half, so just kind of starting to get going, I feel like. We haven't seen him quite dominate as much as he did on Thursday night, but that's okay. Blue Raiders with a confident 15-point lead.
Green tries to save the rebound and does to counter as the lead is 15 for Middle Tennessee. 35-20, counter, really tough pass. These Middle Tennessee guards, they're not afraid to fling that ball across the court.
No.
Much to the chagrin of the coaching staff, I'm sure. But hey, every now and again. And as Trey Green is out, Buford is out, Lands is back in, Alston back in for Middle.
Blue Raiders trying to stay fresh. And the Panthers like to push the ball in transition. They're fast, they're physical, but I like the line changes for Blue Raiders tonight. They're not just relying on 5.
Weston tried to slide it through to Mustafa, but it's a turnover. FIU on the run out, almost turns it over themselves. Counter with the tap. How about Jalen Counter in the hustle? Now Lands on the other end, got it. The hustle from Jalen Counter leads to a triple from Lands on the other end, and the Murphy Center is rocking.
What a great sequence for MTSU. Jalen Counter, I'll be honest, I didn't think he was going to save it, but he gave it everything he had. And then the wherewithal for MTSU to find Lands and to be able to knock down that shot when you need it. I mean, that is a clutch play by the Blue Raiders, and they have all the momentum going into this halftime.
And what a back-breaking play if you're FIU's defense. And just what a great play from Jalen Counter. Just that little 10% extra effort. And then Kamari Lands in rhythm, just stepping into that 3. Middle now 6 of 16 from distance as we have less than a minute to go. Half a minute remaining here in the first half, and Middle on top by 18. FIU shooting just 30%. And Mustafa tapped it away on the entry pass. There might have been counter.
Blue Raiders slowing it down right now. They had a chance to try to push it ahead, but I like this, waiting for one final shot.
Weston checked in half court. Now they switch it up. Screen for Mustafa, 5 to go. Weston for counter at the rim. Lands wide open for 3 at the horn. Money! Oh, what beautiful ball movement from Middle Tennessee as the Blue Raiders close out the first half with a bang. Middle Tennessee on top by 21 as we head to the break.